How you doing? I'm Michael Bell, the voice of Duke.
Hi, this is Adrienne Palicki, Lady J from G.I. Joe.
Hey there, it's Rachel Nichols, aka Scarlett.
And if you're listening...
And you're listening to...
And you are listening to Anything Joe's, a collaborative journey through the world of G.I. Joe with Greg and Jaren.
Yo, Joe!
Hello everyone and welcome back to Anything Joe's collaborative journey through the world of G.I. Joe. My name is Greg Engel.
And I'm Jaren Decker.
And we'll be your host today. Today on Anything Joe's, we are back on the Pyramid of Darkness. We've made it to part 4. Chaos in... I've already forgotten the name. Chaos in the Sea of Lost Souls.
Sea of Lost Souls.
Rolls right off the tongue. So, at this point in the Pyramid of Darkness, we have seen most of the pyramids make up to where they're going, get activated despite the efforts of the Joe team. And now we're in the crunch. I think there's only one cube left to complete the actual pyramid, and there's only 2 parts left of this series, so they better get moving. So, without further ado, let's fire this bad boy up and get into the further adventures of G.I. Joe.
I'm so pumped. It's been too long.
There's a lot of Skyhawks there in the beginning. You don't really see them anywhere else. There's I was just looking at the globe from the Super 7 mothership. It's there with the Cobra logo on it. And those are the turrets that we were seeing that were add-ons as well. That, I guess, slot into the front. Those guys, I mean, dude, we've watched, this is our 4th episode, and I'm just now like, oh yeah, now that I saw it in a toy, I recognize it everywhere.
I love that they just throw Destro around.
Yeah, he's like a hot potato, yeah. It's cool to see Cobra Commander holding a gun too. You don't see that actually getting in it. Think they'll play that video when the Super 7 Kickstarter doesn't fund. You guys don't get it. We're even burning the prototype.
Using fatal fluffies, Cobra captures Space Station Delta and destroys Joe headquarters. But this is only the first step in Cobra's master plan to build a pyramid of darkness. Roadblock takes Tomax prisoner, and Snake
They're pretty good at throwing Cobras around by the scruff of their neck.
They're tough. I mean, strong guys.
And Alpine and Bazooka are about to be devoured by ferocious leopard seals. As we begin
Ferocious
the
leopard
next
seals.
episode of G.I. Joe,
They're so mad.
I feel like leopard seals are like the animal version of quicksand. Like cartoons and
Right.
things like to point out leopard seals are killers.
Yeah, I feel like if I just went if I went somewhere else on YouTube and was like leopard seals, they'd be all cute, cuddly, like leopard seal eats fish like tiny cat or something.
Leopard seals will devour them anyway.
Leopard seal eats tiny cat like fish.
Yeah, that's how you use nunchucks. Just throw them. It's like Captain America's shield. It'll probably come back.
I'm pretty sure clubbing baby seals is not an okay thing.
It looks pretty frowned upon.
Got a problem, Pilgrim? You shall learn a harsh lesson.
You can tell I'm tough. I have no shirt in the freezing tundra.
No shoes either. He's walking on bare
No
snow.
shoes. That man has total control
These
on
guys
everything.
are gonna fight for 45 minutes because they're both numb from the cold.
Are you even hitting me? I can't feel it.
Shoo. 3 with 1.
Oh man. Yours only have 4 points. Mine has 6 or 8. I didn't count them.
This is like the opening of Ninja Gaiden on the regular Nintendo. That's how they flash in the sky.
I like the way he goes down. That was very much like a defeated enemy in a video game too. He's like,
Starts flashing as you do damage to him.
Thanks for the hand, stranger. And the feet.
Good thing I did that reeling in the ice flow stunt before. It was in a Robert Redford picture, but neither of you is as pretty as he is.
Beauty isn't our strong suit, but fighting Cobra is. And you're our kind of snake stomper.
Right.
Will you stop jabbering so that I
Here
can
comes the
sneak a
snake
word in?
stomper, loaded
What's your
up
name in your
on my
game,
lyrical.
man?
The name's Quick Kick. I'm a movie stuntman up here filming a commercial for frozen fudgy bars. But my director took off with the equipment and my money. But enough for my personal problems, sweetheart. Uh-oh.
Get down.
Wait, hold on. Can you stop this for a second? This is my first experience with Quick Kick. Did he just say he's a commercial stuntman?
Yes. So this is one of many instances where in this cartoon series, the rigorous training to be a G.I. Joe really just consisted of being at the right place at the right time. I'm thinking of like Honolulu and Shipwreck in the cartoon joins in a similar fashion where he's just like, oh, you guys need some help? I'm a helper. And then they're like, you are a great helper. You've just been drafted, basically. Quick Kick is no exception. Yeah.
Gold star.
Yeah. The military.
So,
the military in the cartoon, that's just, there are no rules. You seem like a stand-up guy.
So in some company like boardroom, do you think they have a meeting later? They're like, one of these G.I. Joe guys is running around in our mascot costume. He's kicking people in the face with it. And Quick Kick is like, I got this for the commercial. I paid for it. I'm not returning
it. Says this man killed 150 sea lions with frozen fudgy bars. What is that? Get this guy out of here. He's trouble. No, Quick Kick is awesome.
The PR team is going to town.
Quick Kick gets a lot more love in the cartoon than he does in the comic because the comic is really overshadowed with Snake Eyes, Storm Shadow, and that whole family. But I love Quick Kick because he defies kind of that ninja mentality. He is very funny, and the cartoon gives him this extreme these extreme characteristics that you don't see in any other version of him. And I think that's a shame because I think he's a great character because of it.
Like this, just the few seconds we've already had with him makes me really excited for his figure.
There's our well-placed cube and our not-so-well-placed Joes.
And no one making a single shot.
Yeah. One button. It's only one button to activate.
Major Blood's activated the cube.
Beam me up.
Alright, so there's our third cube.
Oh my gosh.
Come on.
How do you know?
Rides can be hazardous for our health, but hanging around here would be fatal.
Here's the extra large his tank.
Goodbye, G.I. Joe.
I don't think it's going to be that fatal. I mean, you're still running around with like no clothes.
Yeah.
Like the cold is obviously not that big of a problem at all.
Say what? Fudgies.
You mean the candy bars I was plugging?
Uh-huh. Got any?
Frozen fudgies, what a treat. Lots of chocolate, really sweet. Full of taffy, raisin, and nuts. They'll melt in your mouth and turn to lead in your guts.
I like that song better than Satin's song.
That's amazing.
Every Sky Striker is like, yeah, we go this way, you go this way, you go that way. Whoa. This worst Blue Angels show ever seen today as the Sky Strikers couldn't figure out how to take off.
Thanks to Roadblock, we've got a...
There's Scarlet, who actually is conveniently also on the satellite up in space.
She's that good. It's Zartan, really. That's Zartan.
Makes sense.
Yes, I will speak. The answer is on this insignia. Look closely.
Ligma. No, sorry.
No, don't! Condition red. Tomax has escaped.
There, in the rigging.
Man, he's quick.
What's the plan here? Like, just climb as high as you can?
Sorry I can't stay, but I'll drop you each a line.
Oh, wow. I didn't even get electrocuted or anything. He's like, my brother will really feel this. Xamot is like eating it. Xamot is like eating in a McDonald's as he cuts through that wire, and he's like, secret sauce is great, brother.
While I tie up a few loose ends, why don't you two tie down that twin termite?
Yeah, just tie them together like that in a knot. That's how you fix them.
Just hold on to the part that's electrical.
Roadblock was specifically in a PSA for children about removing electrical wires. I feel like he should have had that.
I'm falling.
What hysterical idiocy is this?
Oh, but nothing
Yeah,
beforehand.
nothing other than that.
A safe landing.
Xamot is reacting to the experience of his twin Tomax. There's a psychic bond between them.
What a revolting display.
Not only am I an arms dealer, I'm just really good at figuring people out.
Tomax, thank you for making my
I love that.
pursuit so
Not like
What did he mean by that?
you close Tomax's hands, Xamot's hand closed. But if you push Tomax around, Xamot doesn't move.
Yeah, so this is, we were talking about this last time. There is a lot of weird gray area with Tomax and Xamot where falling is just a sensation. Like, you could be like, Tomax
Yeah.
is somewhere where the wind is blowing in his hair. It's amazing. So I have always played, when I use this characteristic, which I don't much anymore, that they only feel each other's pain. I'm still undecided if, like, the other one is also feeling it. I don't know. I would actually really like to hear some feedback from the community on the Tomax and Xamot pain schedule, and do they both feel it? Does one feel it? I don't know. It's interesting to me. It's a great, like, character flaw for them, but it's so unrealistic. It doesn't really, you don't really see it in the comic, only initially, and then they just immediately kind of like wipe it away.
So, like, if Tomax gets shot, does Xamot get hurt?
Does he? Well,
and Tomax just keeps going.
See, this we could talk about this for the rest of the episode. Does he bleed, or does he only feel the pain? Does his arm function like he hasn't been shot, just with the pain of being shot? You can understand. There's lots of layers to this that it's never really spelled out for me.
There, in the location earmarked for the fourth and final.
Watch where you're pointing, Tomax.
Rescue him immediately.
We need a consent PSA.
Wrong pyramids, my friend.
Complete the Pyramid of Darkness. Your sentimental expedition could jeopardize their action.
May I remind
Destro
you
looks so
that
tall.
Extensive Enterprise has financed this
Yeah, he
operation
does.
100%.
Why go? Begin your mission of mercy at once.
Good.
I do not agree with our leader's change of heart.
Has the noble Destro forgotten? Our leader has no heart.
One thing more. You must not activate the fourth cube until I have escaped from the G.I. Joe stronghold with Tomax.
You have my word, dear
Yeah, look at him. He looks trustworthy.
He looks he looks like a shrinky dink. He looks so small. Oh, Cobra.
So, are Crimson Guard only Tomax and Xamot people?
So it depends on who you ask, really. Yeah, on the file card, on the file card, we're talking OG, V1, Tomax, and Xamot, which came together. Their literal title is Crimson Guard Commanders. So, and the Crimson Guard came out the same year, so they were obviously meant to be tied together. And as a result of that, yeah, you don't always see them together, but in these early years, especially, you do see them as kind of leaders. In the later years, they made an actual Crimson Guard commander, like that's his name, and you never see those guys either. But there is supposed to be a head of the like Legion or whatever. It seems like at a certain point they were making somebody. They made the Cobra officers, and they were the just the regular dudes. And you see a bunch of those here. And then they were phased out for the Vipers because the Vipers were way cooler looking, had a more like battle-ready motif. And then the Crimson Guard came along, and they tied them to Tomax and Xamot that came along the same year. And then also the Bats came along, and the Bats were perfect because they were like, we can blow up 1 million of these in the cartoon, and there's no blood.
Yeah.
So there's like an infantry group for just about every purpose. I have pretty commonly used the Crimson Guards with Tomax and Xamot as their like personal guard. But you can see now, especially they are everywhere. When Tomax and Xamot aren't in Cobra, the Crimson Guard doesn't disappear. So it's not like they own them. It just seems to be that's like their title. They turned into big financial advisors pretty early on, and that seems to be a thing that they lead with a lot. They're in business suits all the time, just making money. However, they make money illegally, clearly.
But the Pyramid of Darkness?
We'll doom Tomax and his brother to the same fate as G.I. Joe.
I mean, it's just no power. If you save him, you guys could swim, row. I don't know. It's not like he's gonna eat their souls or something.
Perfect.
Perfect.
There's still the whole question about like what's under the southern hemisphere.
Yeah, those guys get
not in the pyramid.
Those guys get a pass. Satin's full name of her band is Satin and Her Dolls, which is pretty creepy.
The sweet talk, lady. Nobody gets by us without righteous ID.
That dude's
Let us
jacked.
see a letter of transit or prepare for air conditioning.
Hey, entertainers don't need a special pass. We're doing a performance at Cobra Temple for Destro and the Cobra Commander, and if we're late, you'd better buy insurance.
Entertainers, huh?
I already have insurance.
That means
it's showtime.
yeah. I'm gonna say that means bad. Cobra doesn't have any insurance.
They're really good. Surely they have Cobra, the insurance.
Agitation, friend, that's your scene. Gyration, syncopation, animation, or imagination. Do not provoke my irritation, but agitation.
So it's like, wow, Eminem, is that you?
Let's amuse the man.
That is an outfit.
Yes, it is. Well, so is that.
Still the mask. I love it. Polly's in on it.
Timber has
looks like a giant rat.
Yeah, that's exactly right. His tail is like a gigantic rat. Sorry. Wow, great freeze frame, Greg. Hello, my name is Shipwreck Longface, and I am here to deck these Cobras. So first of all, they apparently were on the road long enough that they had time to write a song, and we also know now that Shipwreck knows how to play the saxophone somehow. What a great
long car ride.
What a great beat. Yeah, long car ride. You think with these four? Yeesh. I also love that Paulie has got like a beatnik poet, like the glasses and the little beret, like he could be at a coffee shop just spewing out William Shakespeare.
They're like, well, we better make sure that our parrot is like, got a disguise on.
Don't get technical. Move.
Paulie's like, I'm living in this outfit.
Stop him! Blast him!
They'll tear us apart!
I think you're overestimating.
I think you'll be all right. Yeah.
They'll tear us apart. Don't change anything because they're not actually going to get us.
Satin. What kind of tour bus have you got here? I know things in Enterprise City are wild, but you guys must have some serious fans. So you had a battering ram that came out. The sides folded over and shielded up, just like every vehicle in Cobra. The Cobra arsenal is prepared for battle, no matter how minor. Ice cream trucks turned into tanks.
Way to go, Satin! They're heading for the Sea of Lost Souls. It's been a graveyard for ships for 1,000 years, and I can get us there in less than 2 hours.
Well, let's not be in a hurry or anything.
We've got to get there first and blow them out of the water.
Get us there by next Wednesday.
I can get you there at exactly nighttime. That's when the ghosts come out. Cool little oven mitts. They got, I guess they're magnetic or maybe suction cups, which is even more embarrassing.
That's just such a good ship design, though.
Heck yeah.
Tomax is here. I can sense his presence.
I like that these pirate ships have not, like, actually sunk.
Yeah. That one did, though. Tastes like metal.
Cube and bring us victory.
It's like when you, like, accidentally get a coin in your mouth.
Sometimes when Destro's away, I lick my car.
I shall not disappoint you, noble Destro!
I just suck on pennies. I haven't seen them in a while.
Lots of vehicles here.
Destro's going down to the cube.
Buy these toys.
That's right. Cannot replicate this scene without all of these toys.
You have to buy 13 Sky Strikers and park them very wrong on your flag.
Cool, generic like G.I. Joe diving suit that we've never really seen before. But this red Cobra diver suit we have actually seen in the modern line. They made a Baroness that was wearing this red diving suit, which I thought was really cool. I would have also liked to have seen this Lady J, or even a generic Joe, or Joe and Cobras of these suits. I think would be great. Something that they don't all have to be eels. I don't think eels existed yet. I might be wrong. They might pop up like in a single frame and embarrass me, but I think that's why they created these suits. Either that, or because these are specific characters, they wanted them to stand out.
Welcome, Lady J. Meet my new robotopus.
That's right. From the guys that brought you Cobra Mothership, please also check out our new toy, the Robotopus. It's like a James Bond villain's weapon. Yet another amazing cube device. Is the little the Robotopus?
After these messages. Now back to G.I. Joe.
I bought this
I like that it looks like a beholder.
It does.
D&D beholder.
It looks kind of like it has some autonomy also, like the eyeball was like kind of watching her, which is weird.
Now, release the starflies.
But then he still goes and gets Destro.
Hey, look at the pretty butterflies.
This can't do anything to help the Navy's reputation.
I know this is a ridiculous concept, but this has never been seen. Just like Robotopus over there, these flutterfly things are another very creative thing for the cartoon. I know they're absolutely ridiculous, but they looked cool and it has a cool effect. So I give it a pass based on that. I also am a big fan of seeing all these inner shots of the flag, because obviously the toy doesn't represent this. This is not what the jail cell looks like. So somebody's had to do some creative thinking on what they think the inside of the flag would look like.
Now that we are reunited, we cannot fail. Quickly,
Unless someone punches both of us, and then we both feel it.
No need to rush. The Cobra commander has pledged not to activate the fourth cube until we are safely away.
And you believe him? Of course not.
Do you like also that where you can see that Tomax and Xamot aren't just idiots that will fall for anything? They already know Cobra Commander is shady.
Too little, too late.
Was she trying to kill him?
I think she was trying to murder him.
I mean, like, yeah. Oh, wait. Well, that guy definitely died. Please hold.
No, yeah. I mean, if that's enough to destroy a Sky Striker, that guy's gone.
It got enveloped. We'll see if there's a parachute. I'm gonna give him the benefit of the doubt because it's pretty rare to see somebody not get away. Everybody else clearing out pretty well. Is that a parachute?
Oh, I think it is.
It is. There's a dude that gets away. Good. Way to go. Way to go. Random Steel Brigade member. Man, you gotta get. They were really being very careful that they were not gonna get in trouble for that. All right, the Pyramid of Darkness has been completed. They've all been activated.
Darkness is complete at last. Now, no electrical energy source can function unless I permit it. I hold the destiny.
Or if it's in Brazil or Australia.
Flint!
Oof.
I love how big they make the flag seem.
Yeah.
Like they really they do a good job with it.
Darkness may cancel out modern power sources, but it can't stop the Falcon glider.
Jeesh. Neither can the thing exploded like a Helix mattress.
See ya. I left you with a helicopter. I don't know what more you want.
Lady J reporting for duty, Admiral Ledger.
Cobra Commander's treachery.
Yeah, this is happening on the same thing. On the same. Flint and J are also here. Look at this awesome Viking boat.
The taste of total victory is sweet, dear battle.
Do you think those guys hate that job?
Yeah.
Or-
Actually, they're probably like, you know what? This is a lot better than what we normally do, which is get shot and die.
Get shot and have to parachute somewhere.
There's a lot of heavy lifting in this series. Like somebody is designing stuff left and right that just doesn't exist.
Yeah.
From the beginning where we saw the water robots, you know, all the little gadgets that they've named and put in there, to even this Viking boat, like somebody, I don't feel like gets enough credit for this stuff. Even flashing back to the snake club with the women that were dancing and had the snake headpieces, very detail oriented, honestly.
Oh, Destromio, how gallant.
Destromio.
Destromio.
Smooth.
In the darkness. Not so, Tomax. I made preparations.
Paddle boats.
Sharks.
These sharks will pull the boats.
We ride in style.
The time has come to get
Is that what's actually happening? Because that's what it looks like is happening.
We show them a copy of Open Water and they get really excited, and that drives us home.
No, yeah, they're definitely getting pulled by the sharks. That's incredible.
Yeah, so just to be clear, they shot off a flare from where the heck ever. And here's a shot of, I think that's Torch or Ripper. And they can see that flare from space. Oh, I don't know if this is just a little red spider bug that turns people into arachnids, but I think it's a symbol that we've been waiting on. You can even see there's a little, I don't know what this little discoloration is beside it. Like, oh, that's Destro's Viking boat. You can actually see it from space. Oh, it's vanished. My bad.
The lovely flare we've been waiting for.
Was Torch.
It's our turn now.
Furlings away.
You mercenary traitors! You'll pay for this!
Wrong, Zartan! Our real employers, Tomax and Xamot, are the ones who'll be paying.
That's right.
So,
they're paying us a fortune.
I like this a lot, although it's not something that you see very often. The double cross is, you know, just part of Cobra. It happens all the time, but I don't think it ever gets. It's always satisfying to see the in-house fighting and the divide that it causes. What you don't see very often is Tomax and Xamot in a position of true power. It's usually one of the other more power-hungry guys, and you also. It's a very, very rare to see a split between Zartan and the Dreadnoks, because Zartan would usually be the guy that's in on it. Zartan is also, you know, just a money-hungry guy. I'm sure if they'd approached him, it would have made just as much sense for him to take over. But I do think it's interesting. It's not the only time Zartan and the Dreadnoks butt heads, but it's very uncommon. It's especially unusual because Dreadnoks are not well known for being smart enough to do an operation like this. At least not without somebody finding out.
Take control of this here space station?
I'm afraid we're becalmed.
Men sailed the seas before electricity, Admiral.
What do you mean, Flint?
Mother Nature, Lady J, Mother Nature.
Still don't get it. What does that mean?
Power of the wind.
Yes, the
What? What does that mean?
We'll soon find out.
We got everybody's bed sheets. We got everybody's bed sheets here tied together. It's a sure thing.
It's catching the wind. It works. Yo, Joe.
Look at the size of that sail.
You're on your
Meanwhile,
there's a seamstress on board the flag, just knitting and going away.
They're at the border of the Pyramid of Darkness. Don't drive in there, you goofball.
I'd like that, sailor man, but I've got my own song to sing. You see, Cobra framed my father for crimes he didn't commit, and Dad never recovered. Well, maybe we'll get together again sometime. The Cobra.
Narrator, they don't. That one line of Satin's tragic backstory will never be resolved. Send your fanfics to Jaren directly at anythingjoespod@gmail.com on how Satin resolves the issues with their father.
We're gonna have to hit Chat GPT and see if I can figure it out for us.
We'll probably commit computer suicide.
The inside info on those control cubes. We gotta get it back to headquarters.
Oh, glorious!
the inside of this base, I talk about Cobra bases a lot because I love the architecture of it. And again, this is another thing that falls into cartoon animators doing heavy lifting for stuff we've never seen before. But I have to admit, the inside of this beautiful palace does look like a refurbished 70s home. It has like a weird, like the carpet from The Shining almost, with like little stripes and coloring on it and everything. Like this look at this camera alone, looks like it's just a beast.
Does it have one of those like sitting areas that's just built in?
It does look like it has like a recessed living room.
I always wanted one of those.
Begin with my back to the camera and then turn suddenly, or will a simple close-up be more dramatic?
Flair for dramatic.
I love that. The vanity of it also.
Master of this situation, we now control Space Station Delta, the Pyramid of Darkness, the whole enchilada.
What poppycock is
Punch them both.
Your strutting and boasting is ludicrous.
Just.
Come in, Zartan. Acquaint these twin dimwits with the facts of life.
Sorry, your supreme snake ship, but the twins have it right and you have it wrong.
No, I won't accept.
I love that the Dreadnoughts just look like the rejected village people.
Part of our triumph,
You will cooperate fully.
or we shall simply remove you entirely. Understand?
Why, of course.
I understand if you guys could both just stand in front of me while you're talking, so I don't have to keep moving my head back and forth to hear you.
You have my absolute loyalty.
How comforting.
How dependable.
Right, the clenched fist and him actually shaking his head no. Didn't give it away. These guys have been riding so long, they're out of the snow.
They got plenty of fudgy bars.
I guess so.
Cobra!
Another tank rolls over him immediately.
Did in the martial arts flick Last Chance to Kill a Karate College.
Wonderful notion, Quick Kick. Only there's no aircraft within a mile of here. Right, Bazooka?
Wrong.
Closer. Like the fella says.
Here's another great designed thing for the cartoon. I really
I also
like
love
this
that,
Nothing like lasers to hasten
like, Bazooka got the short end of the stick. Like, Alpine and Quick Kick were, like, laying down on the outside, and he's, like, straddling a pole.
Yeah, yeah.
In the middle of his tank.
He's stuck there with fudgy bars.
When I fly for pee, it's usually to crash into something.
Well, remember, this is a freebie and get us out of here.
These are two of the last people I would trust to fly a jet they've never flown before. A failed actor and a dude that's obsessed with chocolate bars.
Way to go, QK! If you don't mind the initials.
Your new initials are M-U-D. And if you can't spell, that means mud. Now get away from those controls.
But what does that mean?
I can't spell, but I can pilot this extremely advanced aircraft.
I can't spell. Luckily, you said exactly what it was.
G-forces can't move. Look out!
How will we ever know?
Big fan of cliffhangers in these 5-parters. It's one of the things that like drove me forward as a kid because you would have to try to think of how they were going to get out of it. And of course, I was so young you wouldn't realize that they were literally just going to throw a dart at the board and be like, "Oh yeah, what?" They just somebody shows up and beats up the sea lions. I don't know. But I love,
or they just don't. They don't acknowledge it.
Yeah.
Like Larry sometimes.
It'll just be like the jet just crashes and they're like, "Oh, we're okay. Okay, cool."
Yeah.
I do really like all the cliffhangers in these 5-parters. It's funny that because Bazooka and Alpine were the guys that got in trouble at the end of the last episode, also on a cliffhanger. This part always makes me think of the Quinn Dr. Venom Snake Eye story where they're flying a plane, an enemy plane, and the doors open and they're hanging on trying to pull themselves up. Really, you know, slightly different circumstances, but still definitely reminiscent of Red Eye to Miami. Let's see.
Yeah, we did that comic, right?
We sure did. Let's see if the preview tells us everything that's going to happen in the finale. Maybe they'll just show G.I. Joe celebrating and we won't even have to barbecue.
return to Joe headquarters with the secret of the control cubes. And Mutt turns the tables on both the Dreadnoughts and the Fatal Fluffies, while the rest of the Joes blast
Aw,
their
they're so
way
cute
into the
again.
Cobra Temple in a last-ditch effort to destroy the Pyramid of Darkness. And the Crimson Twins launch their deadliest surprise ever.
It would have been really surprising if we didn't just show it to you.
All right, that's the entirety. Don't even watch part 5.
That's right. No need to watch. It'll probably be okay.
Can you go back to that ship that they pilot out on real quick? Like, that thing is so cool. How is there not a toy of that?
Yeah.
Like with the snake head on the front of it and everything. That is like, that's a missed opportunity right there.
Yeah, it looks awesome. I agree. Like, they had treble bubbles stored in it and everything.
Yeah. Super 7.
Yeah, right.
Make that one if you can't.
Super 7.
If you can't get the other one.
The Super 7's probably like, we're never going to make another G.I. Joe thing again. I forgot what a bunch of... I forgot how cheap the fans are.
Yeah, they're not willing to spend $650.
All right,
How dare they?
Let's watch a PSA, because that's what I said we were going to keep doing, is to watch them all. All right. This PSA features Wild Bill, and it's called Don't Do What a Stranger Says.
I wonder what he's going to talk to us about.
Live electricity.
Your mom had an accident. I'll take you to her. Uh-oh.
Look, Wild Bill!
Who was that?
Some stranger.
Who am
He just
I?
found his
Some
mom with her.
stranger.
I didn't know if I should go with you.
Just don't do what a stranger says. Check it out with an adult you know. Remember, a stranger
can mean danger. Now I know.
And knowing is half the battle.
Especially if that stranger is in a trench coat and has a face scar.
Dude looked pretty suspicious.
Trust a guy with glasses and a mustache, not a face scar and a trench coat.
Johnny, your mom had an accident. I'll take you to her. I don't have a mom.
My name's not Johnny.
Yeah, right. Who's your tailor? All right, so that's the end of part 4 of Pyramid of Darkness. Chaos in the Dead Sea, Lost Souls, something. I'll remember it eventually.
And the Dial of Destiny.
That's right. So all the cubes are activated. The scene has been set for the final showdown in the 5th and final part of Pyramid of Darkness. And we'll be back in 2 short weeks to talk about that. Speaking of 2 short weeks, I've been thinking a lot about what's to come after Pyramid of Darkness. And I think I'm going to let the listeners and viewers, decide. So look for a poll on our Twitter and Instagram in the coming weeks on what you want us to do next. I'll give you guys several options. We don't have to watch the cartoon in order continuity-wise any longer, so you guys can pick an episode that you think we'll enjoy or perhaps hate. We can go back to either of the comic book series that we're working on. We're going to kind of keep those 3 projects floating. So make your voice heard. You can help determine what we are going to look at next. Otherwise, we might never get back on track. You can reach us through email at anythingjoespodcast@gmail.com, and we would love to hear from you. Your thoughts on this episode, your thoughts on the Tomax and Xamot pain schedule, just in general, your fond memories of watching this as a child, or perhaps your first time discovering it as a young adult. You can contact us on social media as well. Jaren runs our Instagram. I run the Twitter at AnythingJoesPod, and we've both got completely different types of content there. You do not see the same thing copied and pasted. Jaren is focusing on things like toy photography and stuff that's important to him. I'm looking into stuff like I'm looking at variant covers for the new G.I. Joe that's coming out, and I had classic artwork from before, and I do a lot of my custom stuff there as well. So you can find, follow us on both is what I'm saying, unless you don't like one of us, and then you have the exclusivity of just ignoring us completely. Except right now, because it would be real awkward if you just listen to one of us talk. We'll be back in 2 short weeks. We're going to, unless there's a huge news burst between now and then, we're going to finish this up because I'm excited to see the end of it with Jaren, and then we'll go from there. So thanks again so much for watching. We look forward to talking to you again in just 2 short weeks, where anything's available for discussion here on Anything Joe's.